Strap in, this is going to be a longer review than usual. Endless Legend does a lot of things really, really well. First of all, it kind of has an inverse of the usual, shall we say, ground-based 4X strategy, where there's all these regions, each one well-defined with its own little borders and all the resources within, of course, but you can only settle one city per region. However, as the population of that city grows, you can then devote some of the resources of that city and your production into turning it into a larger city. This boroughs concept, which gives you more tiles, and as that expands, you gain the resources of those tiles, which allows you to slowly fill up the region until that one city is the entire region. It's a lot cleaner and simpler way of doing the standard spend culture or gold to expand your borders, and of course the finite limit concept that most 4X games do with a given city or structure. There's also tons of resources. Almost every single tile has something on it rather than just grass, so that it gives different resources depending on who, how, high, and what, especially given the race you can play as. This is also one of the few 4X games that actually has battle strategy in addition to pre-battle strategy. So when you go and fight an enemy unit, it actually stretches things out, kind of wipes the board clean, and gives you a grid where you can then position and move your enemies and actually fight against your opponent as you're going through it. And I like that. I mean, it's not like it's the only 4X game to do that, but I do enjoy some battle strategy in addition to pre-battle strategy. Although, of course, this game does have pre-battle strategy. One of the things I like is that you can upgrade your units. Now, of course, this isn't that unique as well, but given how small your army size is, it's pretty much mandatory, and you can spend different resources on different items. It increases the cost and sometimes requires glass steel or titanium or whatever in order to actually upgrade these troops and make them still useful in late game as opposed to just early game. There's other mechanics as well. You can absorb minor races and spend influence. There's a research tree which is divided into eras. There's quests. These quests are a pretty cool concept of the game. It's similar to Endless Space 2, although I suppose in reverse, where they have a different story depending on which race you're playing as. You can upgrade your heroes, both in terms of talents and in upgrading their stats, their equipment, just like you can a regular unit. And on top of all of this, there's this thing called a marketplace, where you can buy and sell and trade different resources, along with units and heroes, in order to gain some additional dust or spend it. Now, why don't I praise this game more? It's because this game has a heart and rage. See, this game has a mechanic where it becomes winter and everything gets worse. And as the game progresses, the winters become more frequent and last longer. That's why it's a heart and rage. You are encouraged to spend only a certain amount of time on this game. It makes the game shorter. And I don't like that in my 4X games. I like to spend a nice long period of time, unrushed, doing everything I can within a thing. So, ultimately, I can only give this game a stamp of coffee, but still good.